Have you ever purchased a program or a course and not ever gotten through it? Like you've purchased it and you're like, yes, I've got all these great intentions. My life and my business is going to change because I purchased this online course. And then you get to it and you either start it, you never open it, or you complete it like a boss. And I want to just give you a few tips as an online course creator myself and someone who has gone through plenty of courses myself and failed at doing them and not failed at doing others. I want to give you a few bits of advice on how you can make sure that you are using the courses that you have purchased for all that they're worth, because you are investing your hard-earned money into these and we need to make sure that we're using them and actually getting the value from them so that we can get the transformation that we've signed up to get. So hi, if we haven't met before, my name is Jacqui and I am a graphic designer who loves specializing in teaching business owners how they can create their own incredible standout brand and graphics so they can grow thriving and sustainable businesses. If you can't see, I've got my newborn here with me. I'm hoping he lasts the duration of this recording. If you're listening on the podcast, if you hear any little baby noises, that is why I've got him currently strapped to my chest. I think that's going to be how my content goes for the next few months. But first, I want to just dive into the two courses. Like, I cannot be alone in this of purchasing a course and not actually completing it. So I want to give you a few tips around how you can make the most of this. So firstly, open the course. I think when you first join a program, make sure you actually open it almost straight away. Lots of people purchase a program and they're like, oh, I'll open it later. Even if you're not going to do it now, I really recommend opening it straight away so you can really begin to understand how the program works. If it's a live program, it might be a bit different in terms of there's not content for you to consume immediately. But if it's an evergreen program, something that's already got all of the content right there for you to consume, go in and have a look at it straight away. You don't have to do any of it, but maybe watch if there's an introduction video, maybe just watch that introduction video and see how things go. Inside my program, it is an evergreen program. So my program's called DIY Design My Biz, and it's just for business owners to help teach them how to create their own brand and graphics. And it's a program that you can join at any time. So it means that all of the content is already there. And so what I recommend my students do is actually just jump in straight away, watch the 2-minute introduction video and just familiarize yourself with the surroundings, with the program, so you can actually see what's there and get yourself a little bit of excited of what's there to consume. The next thing kind of linked to that is working out, why did I join this program? And allowing yourself to really anchor into that why. So you've got a reason to continue on when it gets hard. Because for any program at all, you will get stuck. You will find bits that are too hard, that feel really overwhelming, or that are taking you longer than you hoped. And you're going to feel like, I can't be bothered anymore. And so it's really important that you anchor back into, why did I join this program in the first place? I know for a lot of my students, their why is around like they want to have a business that they feel really proud of, or they want to have a business that doesn't take them 15 hours in Canva just to make one social media post, or they want to have a business that there's actually drawing and attracting their ideal client, or a business that looks professional. Whatever your reasoning is for joining a program, make sure that you anchor into that. In fact, what I recommend doing is even just grabbing, like, whether it's a post-it note or something else, and just sticking a little post-it on your computer monitor or on your desk somewhere saying, I can have a beautiful business, or I'm going to have a really strategic business, or I'm going to love to use Canva, or I'm going to feel confident using Canva. Whatever it is and whatever your why is, write that on a sticky note or 5 and stick them places that you can actually see regularly. 1, it'll remind you that the course is there to continue to consume. And 2, it'll remind you of your why, because we need to anchor back into that. There is a reason that you spent X amount of dollars on that program. So remember that, because just buying the program isn't going to get you that transformation. It's all about committing to your why. The next tip I want to give is to schedule your commitment to the program. So say, particularly if it's an evergreen program, you might not have like a deadline to finish anything. If you're in my course, for example, you get lifetime access. That's because I want to make sure that people can see the updated tutorials, the updated Canva thoughts. I want to make sure that if you make a graphic today, then you can go back in a year's time and still have support to create that. But if your program isn't evergreen, you definitely want to make sure you create a schedule. But even if it is, again, you're not going to get that transformation until you commit to doing the program. And so have a look at the program when you first jump in, whether it's got like 5 modules or 20 modules or 2 modules. My program has 8 modules. So I'd recommend like saying, for each week, I'm going to do 1 module. Or if you've got a small family, then maybe doing half of a module, or like a few lessons in each. Or some people can finish my program in a weekend. And so if you've got a blank weekend, just go through and smash it out. But whatever your schedule is and whatever's actually going to work for you and your lifestyle, commit to that. Maybe just grab a calendar or a spreadsheet or whatever or a piece of paper and work out, okay, module 1, I'm going to finish by August the 7th, or module 3, I'm going to finish by September the 8th. Whatever it is, like, write that down and give yourself a bit of a deadline. I don't know about you, but I really respond to rewards. So whether that's a chocolate bar or whatever else motivates you, giving yourself a little reward when you finish that can also be useful. But creating that schedule will help you to see, I can finish this by X date. And you can kind of almost begin to picture the transformation transformation that's going to happen if you work at that. All right, so my next tip is to actually show up. If you're in a program that has any sort of component with support, show up. So my program, for example, you get 12 months minimum of support from me inside a Facebook group. And you've also got, there's a whole community there. And so what I recommend doing is actually showing up to that. And some people find it scary. Like I had one student say to me, I'm still getting my confidence to post into the group. And I was like, be brave, because the payoff will be incredible. And so if you've got any sort of live component, show up. So in my group, you can post into the group and get support from me, or you can join the live calls that we have every single month and get support from me on your actual graphics, both ways in there. And so whatever program you're joining, what is that live support? If it's there, lots of programs don't have any live support. That's why I put it in mind, because I just believe that the actual transformation happens when you get feedback and accountability. So that's why I've got that live support there. And so taking advantage of that is incredibly important. You can join a program and not take any advantage of the live support. You could not join the group. You could not post in the group. You could not join the live calls. But if you do, the students that I've seen that actually do that get so much more benefit out of the program. They get so much more bang for their buck, and they get so much more transformation. And so if you have got any sort of live component, commit to showing up. Be brave. Oftentimes people think, oh, what is people going to think of me? Or I'm not as good as the other people in this group, or I don't know as much. Ask the silly questions. Show up on other people's comments and posts and encourage them. And that'll give you confidence to show up as well. Like in our Facebook group, it's not going to notify every single person in the group when you do a post. It's really just about you posting. I'll get notified. I'll give you support. Anyone else who might see it on their scroll will give you support too. And so just really thinking about, how can I show up? Because I've invested in this program. Yes, it might be scary to show up, but that's what's going to get me the results. So not being afraid to do that is important. Same with joining the live calls. I have over 350 people inside my program, but barely anyone actually joins those live calls. So the people that do, they get so much actual one-on-one support from me inside that program, and they can actually grow their business, get help, get unstuck with what they're making in Canva instantly. They can get feedback from me on their brand colors and their fonts. They can get help with their logo design. They can get help with that flyer they're working on. So actually showing up to those things will help you make so much more progress, help make the program more fun, and help you get that transformation you're after. I mentioned it a little bit, but just making sure you're connecting with other people. Like the little that you put in will help you to feel more at home in a support community. It'll help you to form connections. And if you form a connection with someone, like I'm in a program with someone right now, and we're literally catching up and talking nearly every single day, because we're just really enjoying keeping each other accountable. We're enjoying having a friend that's also in business. And so if you want to, then make sure you're connecting with other people in the programs that you're joining, commenting on people's posts, encouraging them. If you want to, asking, connecting with people outside of it, like check what their Instagram handle is and chuck them a message. Having that connection and support will also help you to stay accountable and get the most out of the program. And finally, I think one of my biggest tips is actually just to not beat yourself up if you get behind. If you've been in the course, if you purchased the course a year ago, that doesn't mean you can't go back now and use it. For example, my course, it's always getting updated and you've got lifetime access to it. So it's okay if you get behind, if you join it and life happens, that happens. Like I had so many people say, the X happened, we had to sell our house, this happened in my personal life. Whatever it is, that's okay. Jump back in, get excited, start that progress and get that transformation now. It doesn't matter that you got behind. Now is always better than never. And so if you get behind, if you make your schedule and you get behind, that's okay. Reset the schedule, redesign the schedule to suit your life again and jump back in and get it done, get it sorted and actually see that transformation happen. And so those are my tips for making the most out of an online course. I totally understand when we don't. There's still programs that I purchased that I haven't jumped into, but those programs that I haven't taken advantage of, it's because I haven't done some of these steps. It's because I haven't remembered my transformation. It's because I haven't actually set a schedule. It's because I never actually went into it. So I felt really overwhelmed and like I didn't understand what was happening. It's because I never went in and understood what was happening so that I could make the most of the program. So I challenge you to do that with any online programs you're in now. And remember that just because you haven't finished an online program in the past doesn't mean that's your same fate for future online programs. And so it'd be remiss of me not to mention, if you would like to join my online course, DIY Design My Biz, I would love to have you. Just head to DIYdesignmybiz.com/limited and there will be a tiny little discount for you there and you'll be able to start creating incredible graphics to your business that grow your business and help you to feel proud of your business and stop taking you so long, because there is that support there. You can get that feedback, you can stop getting stuck and you can start to get that support and that transformation that you truly desire. So thank you for joining me for this episode. If there's any tips that I haven't mentioned that you've used before, pop them in the comments. I would love to hear them. And I'll see you next week for another episode. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you aren't already following me on Instagram, please jump on over there. I share so much more value over there and can connect with you more baby life, more just everyday stuff. So I'd love to see you there too. My handle is whitedeergd. All right, I'll see you next week. Bye.